You're on TV enough that people know what you really look like. I've got a lot of bad pictures out there. You just got to let it go. Aaron Rodgers is now officially in a Steelers uniform. Of course, we all do. Offensive coordinator Arthur Smith is hard at work to adapt his playbook to Rodgers' skill set. Last year, Pittsburgh was primarily a run-first offense. With Rodgers under center, they hope to have a more balanced scheme. And we're bringing in our football folks. Peter Schrager, Kimberly A. Martin. Hey, team, how we doing?
Good.
Okay.
Johnson in the house. I'm very.
I know.
I know. We went commercial free. I was locked in. Peter, what are reasonable expectations for the Steelers this year now that they've gotten Rodgers?
That shit is way
I
different.
don't think it's crazy to think a Super Bowl appearance is out of their sights. I think this is a team that prides itself on defense over the years. A team that's gotten to the playoffs every year and hasn't had a elite quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger left. They didn't do this to just mess around and say, all right, for 1 year. They did this because they think they're a team that can get over the hump. There were a lot of different options. Aaron Rodgers spoke to the New York Giants, and I'm going to need some time. We need some time. Come over here. Over here. He said, we need some time. Giants said, we don't have time. Told the Steelers, I'm going to need some time. Said, we'll wait for you. Talk to me. Do you think it's as good?
Oh my gosh.
I believe it, though. I honestly do. I honestly
Somebody said that the Steelers, he mentioned the Steelers and Super Bowl aspirations. I haven't heard that in years.
You don't trade a second-round pick.
Thank you.
And pay a wide receiver
Thank
$30
you.
million, Stephen A.
Hey.
If you don't think this is a team with a window.
Hey,
I don't know why I've got a microphone like this, but they gave me the stick mic, and I'm going to go from here.
we can go. We can go.
The
We can
defense has
go.
always been elite.
All I know is you've
Peter,
left me speechless.
Peter, I know you just got to ESPN, right? You don't need to do all that. You
Big
don't have
swing.
to give us the Dan Orlovsky, like, big, bold stuff in June. Save that for the season. That is
He doesn't have to give you the
all
Olaf keys. He doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to do that.
Do the hair thing. Listen, I'm with you on the Steelers being a good team. I like this move for the Steelers. I think the question of whether Aaron Rodgers has to be a bad man, he has to be a bad man when he's facing the top quarterbacks like Lamar, like Josh Allen, like Joe Burrow. When he plays Green Bay and has to face Jordan Love. I get that. He doesn't have to be Super Bowl type of guy. I don't think we can expect this team, when we're talking about what's the standard, and all they've done is not have losing seasons, to then say Aaron Rodgers at 42 when the season starts will get them to a Super Bowl. That just seems a bit much.
Understandable. I mean, you could always slate them in for that first week of the playoffs and then say they're probably going to lose, right? They could have done some half, move, half measure. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go get a veteran guy. They went all in. They said, let's pay him for 1 year. We'll wait for him, and we'll go all in. I think they didn't do this to say we're going to be a wild card team or divisional round team. I think they look at the division. They got their butts kicked by the Ravens on national TV in the playoffs. Said, we're not going to do that anymore. Russell Wilson wasn't the answer. Justin Fields, obviously, wasn't going to get them over the top, or they would have given him a big deal and he would have stayed. I think they went for Aaron Rodgers on a 1 year deal because they still think this window with TJ Watt and Minka and Cam Hayward, there is a chance for them to still do it with Tomlin and this group. So you don't make the Metcalf move and the Rodgers move. You think it's going to be a wild card team.
Couple of things I would like.
You're not going to be objective. I don't even want to hear you.
Couple of things that I would like to say. Number one, I mean, they don't have losing records with Mike Tomlin, so let's get that out of the way, right? And then I'm thinking about their defense. Got to re-sign TJ Watt. Got to get him locked in because that brother is it. All that in a bag of chips. We need him and the rest of the crew. I believe in them. I believe their defense will be formidable, and we can go from there. Offensively, Najee Harris is no longer there. He's a Charger. But this kid Warren can play, okay? You got Gainwell. You got this kid Johnson that you drafted out of Iowa, if I remember correctly. So I'm looking at all of those things. Freiermuth is a big-time tight end. He's not the best, but he's big-time. He can ball. DK Metcalf is there. We got a number one receiver we can rely upon, not somebody temperamental. Okay, so we got that, all right? Robert Woods is there, okay? Austin, if I remember correctly, is there.
Yeah,
so I'm looking at all of these things, right? And I'm saying, okay, gets us to Aaron Rodgers. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sick of the haterade that has been thrown on Aaron Rodgers. I think people are ultra critical of him. It has not been ideal. I know not one but two losses to the San Francisco 49ers at Lambeau Field when he was a Green Bay Packer. I get that part. I know that his Jet tenure was not impressive. He got hurt the fourth play his first year, okay? Last year he came back from the Achilles heel. People forget that stuff. Still threw 28 touchdowns.
Played better.
You know what I'm saying? Still played better as the season went on. It wasn't great. We understand that. But they talk about with Achilles that it takes you a couple of years. So I expect him to be better. And last but not least, let me tell you something. Beggars can't be choosy. Beggars cannot be choosy.
Go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we had Mason Rudolph. We had Skylar Thompson, okay? Sound like a damn soap opera, okay?
You would
Saw
know,
a soap
right?
opera. I would know, okay? Will Howard, I hope he has promise coming out of Ohio State. I get it. But damn, we needed Aaron Rodgers. Let me tell you something. I believe in that brother. I believe in that bad man. I believe he will show up again. And I think that he's hearing all the muttering. Now, he was in darkness, Molly. Remember we went in the cave and he was in darkness. What has happened? Light has shined down upon him. He is married. You understand what I'm saying? He is happy. You understand? And as a result, he gets to focus on football because you got a guy like Tomlin and I handle the rest. I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to show up this year and go to prove the naysayers wrong.
See,
I believe in Aaron Rodgers.
I blame you for that.
I got him going.
No, because you got him riled up. No one at this table, I assume, is disputing the Steelers. I think they'll be good. I think they'll make it to the playoffs. The question for me is, will they win a playoff game?
Okay.
Peter talked about half
Very good
measures. Peter talked about half measures.
Right.
Justin Fields was somebody that they wanted. Where did Justin decide to go? He decided not to stay in Pittsburgh. He decided to go to the Jets.
How bad did they want him?
They would have paid him if they really want him.
How bad did they want him?
Would have offered a real deal.
How bad did they really want him? I'm just saying.
Really?
How bad did they really want
Really?
him?
I'm giving you guys. Meet me halfway. Meet me halfway, where we don't have to say now all of a sudden the Steelers are winning the Super Bowl. We can just say they got a future Hall of Fame quarterback. He's on an improved roster. We have high expectations for them.
We need to play him.
But can we at least get to see the
Totally
Steelers
agree.
win a playoff game
1000%.
before Peter gets you riled up into
1000%.
talking about the Super
I
Bowl?
will say this. Everyone looks at him as this crunchy granola guy, Northern California. He beats to his own drum. He's got sage. He's doing the whole thing. His best performances have been with Mike McCarthy, Western Pennsylvania coach.
That great.
Ben
We
McAdoo,
talked about.
Western
Yeah.
Pennsylvania coach. Tom Clements, There is a little blue collar to Aaron Rodgers that I think people ignore because of his off-the-field comments and kind of how he lives his life in the offseason. When it is football, he will dive all into that Pittsburgh lore, and he's on a one-year deal
I believe
with
agree
a
with you.
giant
Aaron
chip
Rodgers.
on his shoulder.
I believe in Aaron Rodgers.
We all believe
and I don't
in Aaron
believe it's going to be
Rodgers.
his only year in Pittsburgh.
We're up against it. My
I'm
apologies.
I'm blaming you
Kevin
for this.
Durant is defending his post-Golden State legacy. Why does...
Mình cứ ra mà ăn phim như vậy trời này. Đây còn một khúc này nữa là sẽ xong cả hàng này. Mình mong tiếp các bạn nhé. Tiếp theo